So you're getting booked on podcasts because everybody said it's the thing to go do, go get booked on podcasts, but finding that it's sporadic, the amount of shows you're getting booked on is inconsistent, or the results from being a podcast guest aren't quite what you hoped they would be. Like, where are all my leads? Where's all my new business coming out of? I've done, 7 podcasts, right? I've done all these interviews. I've reached out. I've done all the work they told me to do, and I'm still not seeing the results I was expecting. Well, if that's you, I've got some great advice for you, right? I've got some great suggestions and hopefully help you to breathe a sigh of relief. I'm Angel Tuccy. I run the Need a Guest Facebook group, a community of over 30,000 people finding guests and getting booked on podcasts every single week. And we've been running this community for a couple of years, and I've seen some really great practices, some really great success stories, and then a whole lot of flops as well. So I'm here to tell you just a couple of things to keep going. Do not give up on being a podcast guest. It is such an incredible opportunity to share your story, to get your story out in front of your target audience. And honestly, you can do it from pretty much anywhere you've got an internet connection, right? You don't have to be in a stuffy office. I come from the world of radio broadcasting, and I used to have to go into the studio every single day where all the production equipment was. I had a producer. I was in a windowless booth, right? Now I'm surrounded by windows, which is pretty fabulous. But as a podcast guest, you don't need all that fancy equipment. As a podcast host, right? The amount of equipment you need these days is far less than it used to be. And technology is just getting smarter and easier to take your studio with you on the go. So here's a couple of tips, right? As you are thinking about, should I continue being a podcast guest? Number one is yes, absolutely. There are people out there craving your story. They need more stories. There are just not enough people out there willing to share their experience and sharing their story on a public platform. So don't quit. It is such an incredible opportunity. Number two, truly, your story matters. You have been through the journey. I know people are probably telling you all the time, you should write a book, you should make a movie, you should be a podcast host, and they are not wrong, right? So don't overthink it. Go out there and make sure that you're sharing your message in front of your target audience. Just hone in on it. Like, what do you want to be an expert at? What do you want to be known for? And go ahead and dip your feet into a couple of different topics to see what lands, see what really feels the best for you. But once you've done that, I want you then to pick one singular topic that you're going to focus on and become the expert in. For some of you, this might be a little nerve-wracking, right? I'm going to get bored. What am I going to say every time? To keep it spicy and keep it different. I promise you, every single conversation is a fresh and new conversation with a new host. So you will never get bored talking about the thing you are most passionate about. I promise. You'll be just as excited in interview number 2 as you are in interview number 102. So number 1, right? Stay focused, right? Or stay the course, go and get booked on podcasts. Number 2, pick a topic, a single topic that you can become an expert at and known for. And number 3, join a community where there are just lots of opportunities of hosts who are looking for guests every single day. I think a lot of times as business owners, authors, speakers, coaches, our biggest struggle is how do I get my message out in front of enough of the right people on a regular basis? In fact, I was on a call just earlier today, and she's like, I've got all the fundamentals. I've got the funnels, I've got the talk, I've got the book, I've got the course, I've got all the things. I just need leads. Well, I promise you, podcasting is an incredible opportunity. Imagine if you were a guest on 2 interviews a week over the course of the next 6 months. Now, if that sounds over daunting, right? I don't have time to do 2. I don't want to do 2. It seems like too much. Then start where you're at. Start with 1, right? Start with 1 every month. Build up to 2. Build up to 3. Build up to 4. I have been doing personally 2 interviews a week for the last 5 years. Right? 2 guest interviews a week for the last 5 years. Probably is even a little bit longer, but consistently. When I focused in on how am I going to grow my audience, how am I going to build my networking group, how am I going to attract more leads, how am I going to build my list, being a guest on other people's platforms, right, on other people's shows, 2 interviews a week consistently will put you in front of hundreds, if not thousands, even millions of your potential audience, your potential leads. And if you will just stick with that, right? Stay focused. Don't give up, right? Don't give up. Keep sharing your message. Stay focused on your topic and consistently get your message out on 2 interviews every single week. You're going to see the momentum. You're going to get really better at it. You're going to feel more comfortable with it. You're going to be more discerning about the types of shows you want to be on. But honestly, it's the consistency of you showing up every single week for your business. And one little bonus tip, I promise you, it is really great for the mental health of your business. Have you ever just felt like not have the energy, feeling the blahs, like just unmotivated to just whatever? I promise you, if you are scheduled to be a guest on somebody else's show and you're getting to talk about the thing you love to talk about the most, it is great for the mental health and the energy of your business. It will spur you on. It'll keep you motivated. It'll keep your energy high. It's a lot of fun. You're going to make an incredible impact. And if you want an opportunity to connect with podcast hosts every single week, connect with us at needaguest.com. Needaguest.com is our incredible Facebook platform inviting you to connect with podcast hosts. It's a free community, and we've been hosting it for a couple of years. We just crossed over 38,000 members inside of that group. So there, I am sure you're going to find a podcast that is a perfect fit for you. So don't give up on podcasting. Continue being a guest. Stay consistent. Get your message out in the world. And if you need more leads and resources, hop on over to Need a Guest. We'll take good care of you. Bye.